we are going to discuss about electron transport chain. During the course, we are going to discuss the components like the process of electron transport chain. Various components take active part during the process. The enzymes which are involved in the production of ATP and the conversion of energy takes place during electron transport chain, and also the types of electron transport chain found in bacteria. Oxidative phosphorylation is the process in which ATP is formed as a result of transfer of electrons from NADH or FADH2 to oxygen by a series of electron carriers. In other words, it is the production of energy in the form of ATP during oxidation reduction reactions of electron carriers in electron transport chain. In oxidative phosphorylation, the electron transfer potential of NADH or FADH2 is converted into the phosphoryl transfer potential of ATP. Using oxygen or nitrate, bacteria oxidize carbohydrate via respiratory mechanism. In electron transport chain, electrons are passed through a series of electron donors and electron acceptors, and finally electrons are handed over to final electron acceptor. During this process, energy is generated through the series of coupled oxidation reduction reactions. While oxidation reduction reactions going on, the protons are pumped out of the cell via membrane bound cytochrome systems. These pumped out protons establish an electrochemical gradient as the membrane is impermeable to protons. This electrochemical gradient is also called proton motive force. The bacteria have electron transport system in their cytoplasmic membrane, which can generate proton motive force from the protons driven away. This is accomplished by coupling the oxidation of NADH and other substrates. The system is composed of several components like cytochromes, iron sulfur proteins, flavoproteins, and quinones. The electron transport system changes from one bacteria to another, and it is also dependent on the substrate utilized by bacteria. Electron transport system has usually two common sites, dehydrogenase site and terminal oxidase site. Oxidation reduction reactions are a part of chemical reactions. So here also free energy change is dependent on equilibrium of redox reaction. In electron transport system, electrons are moving from electron donor, that is reducing agent or reductant, to an electron acceptor, that is oxidizing agent or oxidant. The pair of oxidant reductant is called redox couple. The equilibrium constant for this reaction is called standard reduction potential, E0. It is the measure of the tendency of the reducing agent to lose electrons. Oxidant will give electrons to reductant. The reference standard for reduction potential is the hydrogen system, where E-0, that is standard reduction potential of hydrogen system, is at pH 7 is of minus 0.42 volts. Here the reaction takes place is two hydrogen ions will bind with two electrons and will form hydrogen molecule. Here each hydrogen atom provides one proton and one electron. The compounds having more negative reduction potential can donate electrons to the compound or the couple with more positive reduction potential. So, if the list of standard reduction potentials is analyzed, it is very clear that electrons move from reductants at the top to oxidants at the bottom. In case of NAD plus NADH, they can donate electrons to many acceptors, even to oxygen, because they have a very negative standard reduction potential. Now let us see about the carriers of electron transport chain. Here, electron travels from lower redox potential to higher redox potential. There are several electron carriers involved in electron transport chain, like nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, flavoproteins, quinones and cytochromes. The first one, NAD plus NADH. There are several enzymes during their reactions produce NADH. They are pyruvate dehydrogenase, isocitrate dehydrogenase, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase and malate dehydrogenase. The electron transport system begins with reoxidation of NADH to form NAD plus and channeling the electrons into the formation of reduced coenzymes. NADH can transfer two electrons at a time in the form of a hydride. NAD can accept electrons and hydrogen from a reduced substrate, and these are carried on the nicotinamide ring. Now about flavoproteins. Flavoproteins are non-heme iron sulfur proteins. It contains flavin mononucleotide and non-heme iron sulfur clusters. NADH transfers two electrons and protons to FMN, forming FMNH2. The next is iron sulfur protein. Iron sulfur proteins are of three types depending on the presence of labile sulfur 2, 4 or 8. The first category is 2 iron 2 sulfur cluster. Here iron atoms are found in a lattice made up of 4 atoms of cysteine sulfur and 2 labile sulfur. In the next cluster, 4 iron 4s, 4 sulfur. The iron atoms interact with the 4 labile sulfur atoms to form a cube that is held in the place within the protein by 4 cysteine residues. Whereas the third type is 8 iron 8 sulfur cluster. This protein contains 2 active centers, so it can accept 2 electrons on reduction, whereas the another 2 clusters can accept only 1 electron. The next electron carrier is quinones. They are lipid soluble and they can move freely in the hydrocarbon core of the cytoplasmic membrane. It gets dissolved in hydrocarbon core of the membrane whenever it requires. This is the only electron carrier which is not bound to a protein. Transfer of electrons to the iron sulfur group causes the release of 2 protons to the outside, generating proton motive force. The electrons in the iron sulfur group will be then transferred to ubiquinone. On the reduction, quinone accepts 2 hydrogen atoms to form the corresponding quinol and converts it into hydroquinone, that is reduced form. Ubiquinone accepts the electrons from iron sulfur group, that is 2 electrons and 2 hydrogens from the cytosol to form hydroquinone. Under the condition of high oxygenation, hydroquinone transfers its electrons to the cytochrome complex, releasing 2 hydrogens outside the cell to contribute in generation of proton motive force. The next component is cytochromes. Cytochromes are conjugated proteins consisting of an apoprotein and heme group. They have one or more prosthetic groups derived from heme, a cyclotetrapyrrole ring with an atom of iron chelating within the ring system. This chelated ion is found in the center of tetrapyrrole ring. This iron atom is reversibly oxidized when cytochromes transfer electron. There will be conversion of ferrous iron into ferric iron with the release of 1 electron. Cytochromes are of various types A, B and C, and they differ in their substitution on porphyrin ring. Some cytochromes like cytochrome B, cytochrome C1, cytochrome Ca, cytochrome Ca3 are found as a part of integral membrane protein complexes, whereas cytochrome C is found as a small water-soluble protein. The cytochrome content in bacteria varies with bacterial species and is dependent on oxygen availability in the environment. Oxygen is detrimental to the activity of cytochromes. Electron transport chain. It is a series of electron transporters embedded in the inner cytoplasmic or mitochondrial membrane that shuttles electrons from NADH and FADH2 to molecular oxygen. In the process, protons are pumped out from the membrane to the inner membrane space and oxygen is reduced to form water. The electron transfer is mediated by specific modular units. They are several dehydrogenases like NADH dehydrogenase, lactate dehydrogenase, succinate dehydrogenase, fumarate dehydrogenase, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. NAD-dependent dehydrogenases stereospecifically transfer a substrate-bound hydrogen with 2 electrons to NAD plus forming NADH. Each redox couple has a definite oxidation reduction potential at which it functions. Electron transport chain occurs in various ways. It is found in the form of Q-loop or Q-cycle. In electron transport chain, reduced quinone carries hydrogen across the membrane and becomes oxidized, releasing protons on the external face of the membrane as the electrons return electronically via electron transport carriers to the inner membrane surface. On the cytoplasmic side, the same number of protons is taken up as were released on the outside as the terminal oxidant, that is oxygen, and it gets reduced. The resulted outcome is the net translocation of protons from the inside to the outside. Here, proton translocation is referred to as scalar translocation. The electrogenic translocation of protons through the membrane electron carrier proteins or proton pumps is called vectorial. Q-loop shows the flow of electrons alternate between electron carriers and carriers of electron and hydrogen ion both. Now Q cycle. Q cycle involves electron carrier sequence in this manner. Flavoproteins, hydrogen carrier. Iron sulfur protein carries electron. Quinones carries hydrogen ion. Iron sulfur proteins carries electrons. Quinone carries hydrogen ion and cytochromes carries electrons. In Q cycle, there are two different stages where the flavoprotein and iron sulfur protein comprises the NADH dehydrogenase, which becomes a coupling site, and the mechanism is not clear of proton translocation by NADH. When electrons are transferred from iron sulfur protein to quinone on the inner side of membrane, two protons are acquired from the cytoplasm. According to this model, the reduced quinone called quinol then diffuses to the outer membrane surface and becomes oxidized, releasing two protons. The electrons then return via cytochromes to the inner membrane surface where they reduce oxygen. In case of stage 2, quinol oxidation is second coupling site where energy is to create membrane potential in between oxidant and the reductant. The net reaction which is observed in Q cycle is like this. This is the figure of Q cycle where we can see the transfer of electrons through a series of electron carriers. The next is proton pump. Cells of bacteria can generate ATP from proton motive force by reversing the action of the major hydrogen ion translocation ATPases. As soon as hydrogen ions get entry from the increased concentration to the lower concentration inside the membrane through ATP synthase, the ATP gets generated immediately. This is the structure of ATPase nicely embedded inside the cytoplasmic membrane, where we can see that the entry of hydrogen ions will move the motor or the rotor of the ATPase, and as a result there will be binding of ADP with Pi and producing ATP molecule. About the structure of ATP synthase. Here we can study F1 F0 ATP synthase. F1 F0 ATP synthase is made up of two moieties F1 and F0. F1 moiety catalyzes hydrolysis of ATP into ADP. F1 is attached to the membrane by a pore complex called F0. F0 moiety serves as conductor of hydrogen ions across the membrane. Protons pass through F1 F0 complex and it drives F1 moiety to synthesize ATP. It takes 3 to 4 hydrogen ions to generate one ATP molecule. Escherichia coli generates proton motive force with the help of ATP synthase under anaerobic conditions. As the cells require energy to transport carbohydrate and use its flagella for movement of the cell, there is no anaerobic growth of the bacteria found when there is loss of F1 F0 ATPase. F1 moiety is made up of 5 subunits: alpha, beta, gamma, epsilon and delta. F0 pore moiety contains 3 subunits A, B and C. F1 moiety is a hexamer having the interfaces between alpha and beta subunits having 3 nucleotide binding catalytical sites where ADP is converted to ATP. I think that you have understood completely electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. Next time we'll discuss something about some other topic. Till then, stay happy and God bless you.